Hey, what's up? This is Honeysuckle Yoon coming back with your second video. And today I wanted to talk about... Oh wait, before that, I'm at UC Berkeley campus right now. This is where I've been working during the summer. I was working as a lab technician. And yeah. Also, thank you to those of you who watched my first video. I really appreciate it. And today I wanted to talk about the passion we have towards science and how we can use that drive to find what we like to do and become successful at it. So I'm just gonna sit right here for a little bit. So we're all born as scientists, and we're all born very inquisitive. So like growing up, we like see ourselves like, daddy, like why is the sky blue? Why is the flower red? Like all that kind of stuff. And when I was growing up, I used to like whenever I would throw the ball up and down, like it kind of seemed to me that the ball was kind of frozen in the air at the top for a split second and it would come down. So I was always wondering like, why does it feel like that? Like, why am I perceiving like that? So I asked my mom why the ball would freeze up in the air. And my mom was like, I don't know, gravity, I guess. And that never satisfied my answer, and I kind of buried it. But now I know that the speed of the ball is the lowest at the top, then when it's going up or down. So it looks like, so the time the ball is spending is the longest at the top region in the course of the whole interval. So that's why it looks like it's frozen in the air. And also the speed actually does drop to 0 at the top. Yeah, so we're all born very inquisitive, and we're always wondering about how the processes that happen in nature. But what happens as we grow up? Social conditioning, you know. We become very aware of others. We begin to think about like what others are thinking about me, like how other people are competing me, and we start to become very aware of we start to become very self-conscious. And as we do that, instead of thinking about our environment, instead of thinking outside, our thoughts starts to go in, and we start to think very inward, and we don't really pay attention to our environment. So yeah, it's kind of cliche at this point saying like we're all born as little innocent flowers, as pure as morning eaves drop, but the society has fucked us up. All that kind of stuff, you know. But I think it's very true in some sense. As society tries to shove us down, we become very detached with the world we live in, and yeah, and we lose that instinct of curiosity, our basic instinct, I think. And so, and the weird thing is I think the scientists, people who are trying to be scientists, still have that kind of desire of trying to find the truth in our universe and in our life. And I think that's awesome. I think it's something to be cherished, and I think we should keep that enthusiasm. But still, like, all of us are very lost in what we want to do and how we can do it the best. And yeah, so the answer to that is I don't know. I'm going through that to myself too, so that's why I made this channel, so I can go through it with you guys. And so a couple things I've been trying to do recently to find how I can direct my passion to find what I want to do is I've been reading up on a lot of books. Like, I've been reading up a lot of science books, because I think the books that the authors write about science, they tend to be written for public, so it touches more based on our inspirational side than our logical brain. And I think when it comes to making decisions and finding our passion, our emotions override our logic like 100 times out of 100 times. And yeah, so I've been reading up a lot of books. I've been reading this book called Linked. It's a science about networks, about graph theory, and I've been reading up on this behavioral science book called Power of Habits about 2 months ago. And yeah, those very intrigued me, and I think it's good to read up on that, to be inspired by what kind of fields are out there and what suits your inspiration. And another thing I've been doing a lot, oh, the bell tower is ringing. And another thing I've been doing is during my breaks, during my internship, oh, it's too dark here. During my internship, every break time, like 10 minutes I would just wander around the hallway. And because it's like a lab building, there'd be a lot of posters around the professors' offices, professors' labs, about their recent work, their most recent work, or their most popular work. And I would just read up on them. I mean, it was like to see what they do. I mean, those fields would be, it was a life science building, so it would be ranging from like C. elegans, study about their like genomics and their biodiversity, or like fruit flies, or it could be about like bacteria in the soil, about trees, just so diverse. And it just exposed me to a lot of different fields. And what was really cool about that was I took a notice of all of that, and as it came to the end of my internship, as I'm gonna be leaving soon without some kind of job or internship, I hit all of them. I hit all the labs up, and I pretty much like cold emailed the professors in that entire building, asking, like, I said something like, "Hey, my name is Hyunsuk. I've been working in this lab, and as I was going around, I found your posters real interesting that was hung up on your wall. So I wanted to say hi, what's up, and I was wondering if there's any jobs I could take or any volunteer jobs I could take that would help me become more familiar with your field. I'm a biology student that just graduated, and I'm trying to find out what I really want to do in grad school. So please let me know if you need any help and if there's anything I could learn to become more knowledgeable in your field." So something along that line. I sent it like, and I got a lot of emails back saying they have jobs, but most of them couldn't pay me. It's really hard these days in academia to get funds for interns. That's what I like to think, at least. And yeah, so I think that's another really good way. Just go around your building, like go around the building you have classes in, and see what's out there. Like you might find something that you never heard of, like something that you've known about it but wasn't sure if it was something like this or that. And yeah. And another thing I would really say is also talk to people like outside of your field. Just like go talk to, I don't know, like I'm a biology major, so I would talk to like physicists or like engineer. That's a really good place to start if you want to start a project. But even like friends who are artists, teachers, who's into law, like who are athletes, I don't know, businessmen, salesmen, like finance guy, strippers, I don't know, just anyone. I think everybody has something to offer in the table of science. It's basically getting ideas to study what you want, and I think everybody has a valuable point of view in the nature that we live in, and I think the ideas are out there. You just have to go and grab it. Yep. And along that line, I would read a lot of books in other fields, like that are not along the lines of science too. Like I've been reading a lot of finance books. I mean, that's mostly because I've been struggling with my financial situation lately. But that inspired me a lot, and I've been reading a lot of self-development books as well. I think it's a little embarrassing to say, like, I read self-development books sometimes because it kind of exposes myself that I'm like insecure about stuff, but whatever. I like it. I think self-development book is basically just like a science, not science, but more like an art of, it's like an art of success, I guess. So yeah. So just gonna cut it short here. I could go on forever, but yeah. So the heart of our conversation today was, we all have that basic desire, I think, to be inquisitive, and I think that's what makes up science, at least for as human, like getting in touch with your emotion in science. And yeah, so, and take action to find what you really like. Yeah. So thanks for listening in. I hope you enjoyed this conversation. And if you like my videos, please put the like button and hit that subscribe button, and you'll be noticed every time I put this weird videos up. So this was Berkeley, California, signing off. Have a good night. Hey, just wanted to get some last words out. Right now it's in between class periods, so there's tons of people outside, students walking around. And during this time when I was in Cornell, I'd be kind of thinking like, alright, I gotta go to my next class. After that I'm gonna do my homework, gotta write my code, and then I gotta submit this paper and that paper. And yeah, it's just like, my life was so hectic, and just like classes and like socializing just like filled my life. Now I wasn't really able to think outside of that. So with this, I kind of wanted to conclude with the thought that just kind of be aware of it. Look, like, tilt your head up and just see what's out there, see the other people and the environment. And I think that's where ideas come from, just being outside of your head. So if you're a college student, you're my friend who's still in college, just kind of tilt your head up and look around for a day, see what happens. Alright, peace.